Hello everyone, welcome to another beautiful and exciting episode of Teachers Spotlight by STREF. My name is Obeten and I'm the founder of STREF, and with me today is a transformational speaker, a teacher of teachers, an amazing young man that is doing great things in Kano State. And he is our teacher on the spotlight for today. So let's put the spotlight on him. He's going to tell us more about himself. I can tell you his portfolio is loaded, so just listen. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. It's such a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much. I think the pleasure is more of mine, and I really want to appreciate you for having me on your sets. Yes. I believe that, 1,001 people out there you could have called.
Maybe.
But then
it's
you chose
you.
me. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right, so you asked me to tell you about myself.
Of course.
Now, that question is a very difficult one, and that's because a lot of people have been poured into me. So it now becomes difficult to tell which of them do I talk about now. I've listened to great people like TD Jakes, Miles Moreau. So these are people that have poured themselves into me by reason of their teachings.
Of course.
But then I would like to say, as you introduced, I'm a transformational speaker, and I know a lot of people are not conversant with that term. They know about motivational speaker, which I still am. But then I believe that I am not just talking to motivate, I am talking to transform.
Sure.
First of all, I'm a mind transformer. I believe in the mental transformation.
True.
And why do I believe that? Now, I'm digressing a little bit, but please just bear with me.
Of course.
Now, there are 4 things that help a nation become wealthy and powerful. The first is human capital.
True.
The second is natural resources, right? The third is the production and the production capacity of the nation. And then the fourth has to do with the foreign reserves. But let's even narrow it down. Now, all of these will do well, all of these 3 would do well if the first is in place, which is the human capital.
True.
Human capital has to do with the mind of the people, the mental capacity of the people, how well the people can lead. Leadership also comes into play, and all of that.
Yeah.
And these are the things that we see lacking today in Africa and
in our society.
Even in our society, Nigeria as well.
True.
And because of that, I had to develop that passion to help young people develop their human capital. You can lose every other thing. If you steal my money today, you've just stolen a little fraction of what I've got. Why? Because I've been developing my mind for a long time now. It's just a matter of time. I'm going to get back
whatever you
stole.
take away from me.
But a lot of people go after the natural resources, which is not bad. They go after the foreign reserve and all of that. But what they forget to realize is that all of these things can be taken away. But that thing that you have built on that foundation, that human development, that kind of mental development cannot be taken away.
Sure.
So I go about shaping the minds of young people, and that was why I founded ZEE Learning Annex. Now, ZEE Learning Annex is an institution that has been in existence for 5 years now. Recently, we celebrated our 5th anniversary.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so far, we have trained and mentored over 2,500 young people in Kano. And of course,
fantastic.
Kano is a place where people are still struggling to accept things like that. But despite that, we've been consistently changing lives. Some of these young people have gone on to become ambassadors in their various communities. Some of them have gone on to become business owners. They founded their own initiatives, all because there is a foundation that's been laid. Someone told me something one time, and I felt humbled by that statement. We had a program, a big program, and then we had some technical hitches. And she came later to say, "Sir, did you notice that even in spite of the hitches, these young participants wouldn't leave?" I said, "Why? Why do you say so?" She said, "Sir, because you have built young people, you have raised and laid a foundation. So is it not sound? We will stay here. Is it not light? Light will go out. We'll put on our torchlight." It tells it that we are doing more than just giving people fish. We are now teaching them to catch the fish, and because of that empowerment we're giving them, they can go anywhere to replicate what we are doing in Kano.
Amazing.
And that's what I'm doing. I am this kind of person that believes in pouring myself out into people, just the same way people have poured themselves into me. And how did this journey start? I'm sure you might want to ask me that.
Of course.
It started while I was 15 years. I had just finished secondary school. in 2003. You want to guess my age? You want to go ahead and do your calculation? I'm not too old, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so at 15, I had sought admission into the university. My parents wanted me to become a medical doctor because I was one of the bright students in secondary school then. And so to become a doctor, all of that. And for about 4 years, I kept taking JAMB examination and I wasn't reaching the cutoff mark.
To go and read medicine?
Yes, to read medicine. And my dad looked at me one day and said, young man, why don't you just go do something else? And so I went for electronics engineering. And you know, because I was also good with science subject and mathematical subject. I came out the best graduating student in my department of over 200.
Wow.
But this is the catch. I came out of school, but I couldn't even join wires together till today. It means that was not what I was born to do, right? But before getting the admission, while I was waiting, something kept me company. I had a friend. I knew what that friend was. The library that my dad set up in his sitting room. My dad never went to secondary school till date. But my dad had a library of books, and those books became my companions. So while I was waiting, I started by reading storybooks. Little did I know that those books would point me to the direction that I'm on right now. Because education it comes from there's a Greek word called edukos, that is education. It means bringing out what is inside. I encourage people to go to school. But I will tell you the truth. I like to be honest. School helped me, of course. What school helps you to do is to lay the foundation, helps you to read, write, and numeracy and all of that. But more importantly, the books I read brought those things out of me. And then I found out that, I was born to be a speaker. I was born to train young people. And that was how I started the journey. I would go to secondary schools to speak for free. And it was very difficult at first because people were not accepting me, not all. But we just felt, let's keep doing what we're doing. And then we started, and that was what gave birth to ZEE Learning Annex. I thought, okay, let's now set up a hub where young people can come in and be trained. And that's what we have been doing for 5 years now, just pouring out into young people.
Okay, building them, leadership capacity, entrepreneurship. Exactly, leadership.
All around.
Attitude development, character development.
A whole lot, general life skills. Because I also realized that the school is just a four-wall classroom, right? And then somehow it confines you. But then there's a bigger world out there. And these things we teach people there are things that can help you deal with the real world. Of course. So let me just
I just want you to keep going on and on and on because I'm learning so much from what you're saying. You're really inspiring. But I want to say something. You see, we can go to school and learn the mathematics, we learn the English and all the other subjects and the rest. But you see, if we do not have that character development, that life skill, the information we require to do life, then all of those other knowledge we gain is a waste.
That's true.
We've seen derelicts in our society. At some point in time, these people had access to good educational institutions. They might have gone to the best schools, but they ended up being derelicts. Maybe at some point in their life, they came in contact with some elements that didn't do well for them. But you see, what you're doing is so important in our society. And I really want to commend you because I've had the opportunity to even work with some of the young people that come to the ZEE Learning Annex. They were the ushers at our event last year, and I can tell you, they were just amazing. It was hitch-free. They were so trained, so well composed and all. You see, these information help people to develop the right mental attitude and the right character in life.
Now, let me just cut in there a little bit. I listened to one of my mentors. His name is T.D. Jakes.
Okay.
He said something very profound. There are a lot of these people, and just as you rightly said, these people went to the best of schools. Their parents could afford any kind of thing for them. But what their parents were doing were leaving things for them. They didn't leave basic and fundamental things in them. The things you leave for people can
and that's the main thing. Exactly. Like what you said earlier at the beginning of this, you said, if I take something away from you, that's just a fraction of what you own. what produced that thing is still with you and in you, and no matter what is taken, you can always recreate it and even more.
It can never be taken.
And you see, this is something that we really need to start giving attention to in Africa, and that's why it's sad to say a lot of times these children that their parents have kept all for, when their parents are no more, because there is no content in them to keep those things, in a little while they are all gone.
That's true.
So you see, while we're educating children in the schools, we are teaching them about different subjects so they can be relevant in different aspects of our society. We must find a way to incorporate character development and actively carry them out, because I believe that these things are written somewhere in our education. Our teachers are taught this, their objectives, we want to inculcate in them the character and all, but is it actively followed in our classrooms? And I really want to commend you, because your outfit has been able to bridge the gap and meet up for some of those lapses that we have. But you see, I want you this opportunity and this platform to encourage our teachers, encourage our schools to include character development actively in whatever they are putting in our children. The mathematics, the spelling and all that they are learning is good. But if that's all they are getting from school, they might not do so well.
Because those things make them stand on one leg. But you see, the character now, that's the competence.
That gives the balance.
But the character now comes in and makes them to stand on their two legs. Trust me, a man that runs on two legs will always outrun the man that runs on one leg. So that's what a lot of our schools do. Yes, they teach you in English, all our competences. But then the character development, the general life skills, how to interact with people, how to be emotionally intelligent, how to critically think to solve problems. Some of these things are left out. And I think the problem is that leadership is very fundamental. Leadership is the bedrock of every nation. And then I see education to be the backbone. There must be a bedrock, which is the foundation. Then there must be the bedrock, the backbone, which gives it stability. And we have kind of failed in that area of leadership. If you check out our curriculum, what do we see in our curriculum? Things that were copied from the Western world and they were pasted. Now we copied and we are not even pasting it well. And the people we even copy these things from have moved on.
They've evolved.
And we are still at that spot. So what was obtainable in 1950, 1960, it's no longer obtainable here or now. And we still are patching up. You cannot patch a building whose foundation is faulty. That's what we see. Oh, we are patching. Teachers are on strike. They are patching. Okay, let's patch them up. You cannot patch things like that. Let's go back to the education. And how do we go back to the education? To the foundation. We have people who go out there. Let me give you the story of how Singapore became a first world nation from a third world nation. Their leader, the founder who is late now, Lee Kuan Yew, he called some of his people together, shared a vision, because leadership without vision is almost useless, right? He called them and he shared a vision with them. He said, you know what, we are not there. But then there are other parts of the world who have really gone far, they've advanced. So we're going to sponsor all of you to go to these nations. Can you see our vision? They say yes. Go out there and learn from them and then come back. Let's develop our country. Because he had shared the vision with them, he instilled that patriotism in them. So they went out, they learned for years, and they came back
to build
Singapore. We have not had leaders in a way that have really shared a vision that will really motivate us to go out there and even kill ourselves for the nation. That's why some of our young people now, they say, okay, you know what? We go out there, we learn this thing, and they don't want to come back.
They don't want to run away, they just want to go away, they don't want to come back.
It's not a bad thing to go out there, but because they have not really been given a vision that would bring them back, they say, you know what, let's just even stay here.
That love for their nation has not been cultivated.
And that's what has brought about the brain drain that we always talk about. People go out there and they see the great things that are happening. I was privileged to be in the US, and before I left, I had this inferiority complex. Like, oh, are you sure these people are not going to look down on me because I'm coming from Nigeria?
Yes.
But when I got there, my health was now held high because I kept interacting with people. Oh, I'm from Nigeria also. The chancellor of a university from Nigeria. I said, okay, that means we have great people.
Yeah.
But the nation really needs to create
an enabling environment. What you just said, a thought just came to my heart now. You see, we have all the qualities, everything we need to be the best in the world. I think what's just lacking is that leadership and the vision, and it's going to happen. I believe it will.
I believe, of course.
I love Nigeria.
Sure.
I would never give up on Nigeria. Nigeria is ours, and Nigeria can only be built by Nigerians.
That's true.
And you know, with what you said that the leader in Singapore did, they intentionally sent their people out there to learn and come back. But you see, these people had a love for their nation, and that's why they still came back.
That's right.
But it's quite lacking here. And sometimes you will really blame people, because when you see what we experience, people experience and all. But I want to use this platform to just say, we can't give up. We just can't.
Sure.
The future of our children is at stake here. And I just do hope that our leaders will one day come to the realization that so much is left on us to do. We can't keep calling out there and saying, come and help us, come on. Nobody's going to do it for us. We are the ones that will do it for ourselves. We are the ones that will tell ourselves the quality of our nation is dependent on the quality of our people. And if we really want to have a nation that is great, we must start by ensuring that every Nigerian is properly educated and infused or inculcated with the right values.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing what you're doing, and I do hope that a time will come that you have a greater platform to do it. And I'm glad to know that some of the people that have passed through your platform, the ZEE Learning Annex, have gone out there to also do great things for their own society or wherever they might find themselves. I want to really encourage you to keep it up, and I do hope that you are going to have a program for teachers. You see, I love teachers.
Yeah, I do. I love them as well.
And I have this passion for anything that has to do with teachers, because it's something that I know that if we can give our teachers the right attention, these are the people that stand before our children almost every day. Some teachers even wield a greater impact and influence on children than even their parents. You see a parent is telling a child this, you say, Auntie so and so say we should do it like this.
That's right.
And he's telling his mom, that is the way the teacher says we should do it, that we want to do it, you know, that kind of a thing. But then, I just hope and I believe that we can have something that will be for our teachers, and in a short while, we're going to have teachers that are confident, teachers that are visionary, that know that, hey, what I'm doing is going to have an impact in our entire nation. And these children that are set before me today, they are the future doctors, they are the future surgeons, they are the future space engineers. Think about it. And so I have to give them my very best to ensure that they turn out right. Yeah. It's been such an amazing time.
And I love what you're doing. I was at your STREF award last year, and I saw that you were giving awards to teachers to encourage them.
Yeah.
And you're already setting the platform for that, which is beautiful. And I would like to say to teachers out there, you may not get all the awards, all the motivation you really deserve. And trust me, teachers are doing a lot. They deserve a lot.
They do.
However, please, I want to encourage you. You are doing more than just teaching. When I started this journey of educating, which you said is still teaching, as much as I needed to pay my bills, I still had the passion to do it even for free. Do you understand? Because I am not looking at now, I'm looking at the future.
Sure.
This world is ruled by principles. You sow,
you reap. True.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm sowing. And if I sow here, for instance, sometimes now in the normal natural level, I need to come out, I need to get the reward from here, this same ground. But in life, I can sow in Kano and my reward can come from Lagos, from the US. So if we're thinking that, the reason I'm going to give so much to these young people is when I'm giving so much in terms of money, then we might miss out of the big picture. But we tell ourselves, okay, yes, I understand, I deserve so much, but I'm not getting it. I understand, we understand that part as well. But then, if you are not really motivated, if you're not really passionate, the truth is that even if they give you millions, you will still deliver well, because you just did it for the money and okay. But a man who has passion for it,
and that passion is something that is very, very important for teachers to possess. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for all that you've shared with us. You've been just so amazing. And thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that you're wondering, so this is STREF, what do they do? STREF simply is a STEM Teachers Rewards and Empowerment Foundation, and we are all about dignifying the teaching profession. We are concerned about the welfare and the plight of teachers in Nigeria, in Africa, and we use our platforms to reach out to them to see that teachers are motivated, they have given the support that they need, and they're delivering at their very best. So thank you so much. Till I come your way next time, it is STREF, and we are all about dignifying the teaching profession. Thank you and God bless you.